Okay. My name is Rochelle Horn, and I also am one of the faculty for our two-year diploma program. I'm just going to touch briefly on our field trips traditionally that our students go on. At this time, we are reviewing, the college is reviewing what those guidelines will look like for the upcoming school year. So we'll have more information, I believe, likely in August. We have a couple images from our Toronto field trip where our students attend the interior design trade show amongst some other design events happening in the city at that time. And that's a second year class trip. And in our first year of our program, our students traditionally go to Calgary and visit a number of showrooms on a shorter 2-day field trip associated with a number of our NKBA members. And then I think I'm passing it over to Jordan.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jordan. I'm also an instructor. And for those of you that don't know what the NKBA is, just quickly, the NKBA stands for National Kitchen and Bath Association. And it's a not-for-profit, world-leading trade association for kitchen and bath industry, providing tools, research, certification, and events to thousands of professionals. So Lakeland College is proud to be the first NKBA affiliated school in Canada in 2000. We were one of 44 in North America as a founding school, and it's now grown to over 125 colleges and universities. So pretty huge. Every year for, I guess since the beginning, the NKBA has hosted a student design competition where students are given very specific parameters to create a kitchen and bath design for a client. They come up with their design in class and then submit it to the NKBA for judging. The award you see here is one of two that Lakeland College has won for College of the Year, the latest being 2019. Lakeland College was the first Canadian school to win. The award's given to the top school that displays outstanding technical merit, precision drawings, and NKBA compliant standards for the student drawings. And also, Lakeland College has also won, like Dave has mentioned, it's won 7 Excellence in Education Awards, the latest being of last year. And for that one to win, the school must achieve a score of 90 or better on student submissions. Next.
I'm just going to interject briefly before Rochelle speaks. So just so you know who's on the screen, that's Dave King on the far left, then Jordan Kalzak, Rochelle Horn, and myself, Fiona McLeod.
Our interior design program has 12 specific awards through the college itself for students to apply for, among other bursaries and scholarships that our students are awarded annually. And in the spring, there actually is an evening dedicated to all of the students who have won those scholarships and bursaries. With the NKBA competition specifically, our students have accumulated over 103,000 US dollars in awards and scholarships through the student competition alone. We can go to the next slide. Some prizes have included all expense paid trips to the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show, which sort of alternates between Las Vegas and Orlando, Florida, where the student and a guest are flown to the event and put up in a hotel and gifted tickets to a number of the events happening during the conference. I think part of this has gone over already, but Lakeland College was the first Canadian post-secondary institution accredited with the NKBA, and we are currently one of only 32 schools with the founding member status in North America. Our students, because we are an accredited affiliated program, they have a free NKBA student membership. We do have these scholarship opportunities. There are support materials for the curriculum, and also our students have an opportunity to become professionally accredited by the NKBA by writing an exam after graduation, which normally would require 2 years of work experience. Okay.
Oh, I'm up again. So this is just a general kind of tour through the campus, through our wing. Like it was said before, students get 24/7 access to the college lab and classrooms. And to get access after hours, they just use a key card or a fob that they get at the start of the intake. So this picture you see here is the first year studio. Like Fiona mentioned, you get an assigned workstation. So those drafting tables that you see there, you get assigned one of those, and that is yours. So you don't have to move around all of your stuff every single day. You move in, you get settled, and that's where you sit. So that's helpful. As you can see in the photos here, you get a drafting table and also a cabinet with a drawer and a door for all of your supplies. And there's also cabinets that you see there on the side of the room for any extra supplies. This photo you see here is our second year studio, which is pretty well a mirror image of the first year studio. And same thing, you get an assigned workstation so you don't have to move around. So your desk in your second year classroom is your desk for the whole year. This photo is the computer lab. You can see there's 20 workstations. This lab isn't shared by any other program. So anytime you need to work in there, you can jump in. You don't have to worry about students and other programs taking up a machine. This is where you spend the majority of your time. All software you need for your designs are downloaded onto these machines. And like we said, they're available 24/7. There have been a few all-nighters in this room. Next slide is what we call the Repro Room. This is student printer and photocopiers, as well as a big plotter machine there. You see that big black printer that we use for all of our large scale drawings up to 36-inch wide. Again, this is for interior design students only, and the door has a key card or fob access. And the next slide shows a projector room. This is basically a big workshop with a large workbench in the middle for building materials and other large scale projects. And the next slide is sample room. Basically, any material samples you can think of are placed in here. Tile, carpet, wood, fabric, paint, etc. All neatly placed there for easy reference.
When you apply for and are accepted into the program, we have a list available of materials and supplies to purchase and bring with you to campus. There are drafting kits and rendering kits that are available through purchase on campus in the bookstore. And we do have suggestions for laptop and computer system requirements, as we require you to bring your own laptop. And just as a note, we are a PC platform computer lab. And so if you are more Mac savvy, then it is feasible, but our preference definitely is that you come to campus with a PC-based system. We can go to the next slide. Lakeland has their own Lakeland Safe app, and this is not just for students who are living in residence, but all of our students, as some of us are working later on campus. So there are some features in there that are attractive to our students specifically, but also has messages about what's going on around campus. It does give you quick access to a safe walk program. So if you are later in the computer lab and you'd like someone to walk you to your vehicle or walk you back to residence, then that's an option for you. And this is a picture of Sarah. She was unable to be here today, but she wanted to provide some information as an overview for what she can assist with. She works as a life coach to provide life skills support to students in 6 areas of wellness: physical, mental health, social, financial, educational, and spiritual. She is available in person on our Vermilion campus Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. She has an email address, and you can also text her number. And then next, we can go to the next one.
I believe it's going to be Fiona to talk about the faculty. Is Fiona still there? Rochelle or Jordan, would you guys be able to talk about the faculty?
Sure, I can jump on here. All right, so we have 3 faculty members that teach full-time solely in the interior design department. Fiona McLeod is our program head, and then myself, Rochelle Horn, Jordan Kalzak. From our carpentry department, we have Neil Napora, who teaches a couple of our courses, Curtis Casabo, and also John Wilkinson. So bringing sort of a broader spectrum of knowledge to the courses that we are teaching. And then I've got the same slideshow here. Let me see if I can. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yep, we can.
You
Yeah,
can?
you bet.
Can you see the little guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fiona had added this slide in here. This is our teaching assistant. Traditionally, his shifts only cover Friday. Rambo, he is our ambassador of goodwill and mental health. And I'll just keep going here. Okay, and we'll just touch briefly on how our curriculum is sort of laid out. We have different streams that we run through the program and 3 core streams. So our 3 core streams would be design, drafting, and graphic presentation. So 1 course in each of those through all 4 semesters. Our materials course transitions into detailing in second year. We have a construction stream, and then we have some other supporting courses, which include the history of architecture, digital graphics, effective writing, and then towards the end, our professional practice. And our program hosts an 8-week practicum. And I think Fiona might be able to get back on here, so I'm just going to see if we can.
Can you hear me now? Can
Yes.
you hear me? Hello?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I think Rochelle has already talked a little bit about the curriculum, and I apologize for that. I think someone else just started sharing, and I sort of lost control of everything, but that's okay. I'm just going to. Okay. I think it's because, okay, share. Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, I think we're good now. So. Okay, so we've introduced the faculty. Just to say who's who, this is Rochelle in the top right hand in the lab coats on a field trip. I'm on the left there. Jordan is directly below on a field trip with second year students, and then Neil Napora to the right on the bottom side. I've already met Rambo. I will say that he's definitely an addition that we all enjoy very much. Thank you, Rochelle. Usually around on Fridays. We have a transfer agreement that was mentioned by Dave King. This agreement gives Lakeland College 81 credits toward the 160 credit bachelor degree offered by Yorkville University. This program is the only bachelor degree of interior design that's offered online. They also offer it in their bricks and mortar college. And we've been lucky. Laura Goodsman, she is a Lakeland interior design technology graduate. And when she attended Yorkville University's program online, and she won the 2019 President's Award for Bachelor of Interior Design program. So we're extremely proud of her. I think this is going to Jordan. Thank you.
I love talking about Spurs. This is our campus student lounge. Just as an example of some real life projects our students have been a part of. Spurs was, it's a fairly new building. I think it was built around 2010. Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's fairly new. It was built around the same time as the applied engineering wing. But,
yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be kind of a pub style lounge, but as you can see in the photos, it's not very pub-ish. So students kind of took control of that to redesign the space. So if you go to the next slide, this is a rendering of the proposed design, and this pretty much looks exactly like it does today. So you can see quite a difference. That green wall that you saw there is gone. Things look more like a pub. And if you go to the next slide, you can see this is a before picture. That lovely green wall there is in the background. It looked very closed off. And then if you go to the next slide to 33, you can see that wall is gone. This is a rendering again, but looks pretty well identical. That wall is gone, but they actually came back and put 2 polycarbonate garage doors in there, because I think by code you have to have the bar lockable. So they wanted to still create a bit of a separation there. So yeah, there's 2 garage doors there to keep it closed when it's not in service. This is turning around the other direction. So there's pool tables in one spot. This is a before picture again. And if you go to the next slide, again, walls removed, everything's opened up, and a lot better flow to the bar from bar side to pool tables. And I think the next slide just shows a real life shot. So this is how it sits today. Pretty well same as the rendering. So really good job by the students, and a good practical application for them.
Our students compete in the National Kitchen and Bath Association Student Design Contest. And so this is a rendering example of one of the students who submitted for this year's competition. It's based on a client profile, and a number of parameters are given, and then students create a full set for either the kitchen or the bath. And if we can go to the next slide there. This is the material board as well as the rendering that was created by a student winner who won first place in the kitchen category. So was the winner of that $5,000 US scholarship, as well as a trip for 2 to the kitchen and bath industry show.
So in first year, we work mainly on residential projects, including the National Kitchen and Bath Association student competitions. And then in second year, we concentrate on more commercial projects typically. This is one of those. This is a student retail design storefront. And then this is the student retail design interior. This is using SketchUp as the main visualization tool, but also uses some Photoshop in terms of rendering. And for these projects, they also complete a set of working drawings, which is a more technical drawings, as was mentioned before, so that the contractor can price the project, and also materials can be sourced through the specification. The students also design a restaurant in second year usually, and this is an example of a student perspective of their restaurant project. And then this is just another view of that same restaurant project. Finally, we have a video that a student created of a project that we do in second year. There's a real site. We go to Trout Pond usually in the provincial park. The students pick a site and then they design a whole house. So kind of put on an architect's hat for this project. In addition, it is concentrating on sustainability. So sustainable materials, but also sustainable siting of the building, and using sustainable strategies such as solar panels, geothermal, and so on. I'm just going to start the video for you. Okay, so again, that is a presentation method that actually Rochelle teaches the students. So we have to give her kudos. That was a new thing this past year that students were doing. As far as career opportunities go, where there's architectural firms, design firms, developers, home builders, kitchen industry, and custom millwork. And this is just a testimonial of one of our past students, Janaea Croissant. She has her own firm.
Okay, thank you so much, Fiona, Rochelle, and Jordan, for all of your expertise and kind of a insight into the interior design program. I know a main question, and before I ask that question, I'll say we can open it up to questions now if anybody has any specific questions about the program. You can ask your questions in the chat function or by raising your hand and asking them through audio. One question I will ask is, because I know in enrollment we've been getting a lot of this question. Maybe Fiona, if you would like to touch on this. Just how are my classes going to look in September? I know Lakeland has decided to go with a blended delivery model, but Fiona, would you be able to kind of touch on that a little bit more in terms of how classes are going to look?
Sure, I'd be happy to. We're very lucky in that our studio classrooms are quite large. And so we are able to practice social distancing and have as many as 16 students in our studios. So that fact, combined with the fact that, as I mentioned before, we're pretty much all together in one little block in the Bentley building. And so the students are not required to travel very much to go to their studies. So we believe that we'll be able to mostly do a face-to-face delivery this coming year. If we need to get closer than the 6 feet, 2 meter distance, then we'll presently the ruling is that masks will be worn, but we'll still be able to talk to one another face to face. And we will be able to spread people out for the labs by having half the class in the computer lab and half the class in the studio using their laptop. This is one reason why laptops are more important than ever. So you are required to bring a laptop to school. Does that answer the question?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much. So I guess if any students are asking, it sounds like classes mostly will be face-to-face in class. Still move ahead with your residence room and everything like that. And I will put my contact information here in the chat in case anybody needs my contact information. We haven't got any questions. I will leave it open for a couple more minutes to see if anyone has any questions for us.
Hi, I'm just going to maybe mention that some faculty may choose to do some of their classes online. The ruling that we received from the administration is that the faculty have leeway as long as they're complying with Alberta Health Services to conduct their classes the way they see best.
Okay, thank you very much. And thank you to everybody who joined us today. If you guys do have any questions about the interior design program or questions about anything before you get to Lakeland in September, I've put my contact information there. It's Kaylee Schmidt. Please feel free to reach out to me. I will be here all summer, and thank you for joining us. And thank you to Dave, Fiona, Rochelle, and Jordan for all their expertise about this program. And we would look forward to welcoming you to Lakeland August 31st.
Thanks, Kaylee. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thanks to everyone that joined.
Thanks, everyone.